Hit Research. Dear student, the following presentation is in the form of short paragraphs and bullet points, accompanied by an audio voiceover by a lecturer. The worksheets that accompany the presentation go into much more detail to help you pass with flying colours. We're here to help you achieve. Market research. A systematic gathering, recording and analysis of data relating to marketing, products and services. This helps a business to understand the changing dynamics of its market, and it involves finding out more about customers, competition, the threats they pose, and the overall marketing environment. Market research can be carried out for different reasons. So one reason could be to understand customer behavior. So who wants your products and why do they want them? You can then act on what drives the customer. Your marketing message can then be used to encourage certain feelings in customers. So things like an insurance company might play on your fears. So what will happen if you are not insured? Another reason could be to determine buying trends. So each generation will have unique buying patterns, and marketing needs to be based on their spending habits and their lifestyles. The modern generation are much more likely to buy online. Another reason is to investigate the brand or advertising awareness. Market research can test brand awareness so that marketing budgets are directed at areas of maximum impact. Another reason is to aid new product development. So when you're developing a new product, the thoughts and opinions of customers or potential customers is crucial. Customers could try out products in store, and the business can then modify the products to meet the needs and the desires of present or future customers. Another reason for market research is to investigate feasibility of entry into new markets. So will there be sufficient demand there? Do we need to make any changes? Identify prospective customers and decide how easy it would be to contact them and to tell them about your business. Look at existing demand for your product or your service and find out if it's growing or if it's declining. Estimate how profitable your idea would be. How much could you make on each item? And also to meet marketing objectives. Market research needs to focus on a number of fundamental issues such as how big the market is, and this can be measured in volume or value. How fast the market is growing and the market growth potential. Who is the existing competition and what is their share of the market? How is the market divided up into segments? So the larger parts of a larger market, so low price or high quality, for example. What kind of customers are there in the market? You need to know what their preferences are in terms of when and where they buy and the prices they pay. A niche market is a smaller part of a large market where customers have quite specific needs and wants. By comparison, many of the goods and services that you buy are offered in a mass market where customer needs and wants are not too specific. Companies need to find out about customers beginning with why. Why do they buy a certain product? How? How do they buy a certain product? Where? Where do they buy a certain product? and how much? How much will they be willing to pay? Market research also helps to identify market trends in things like value, market growth rate, the level of competition, and the number of products in the market. These are all going to have an impact on our sales. Market analysis and planning. So the first thing you have to do is analyze the market that you wish to enter. Now the target market is who your intended customers will be. So what will be their age, their gender, their income bracket, their location, their expectations. What standard of service will they be expecting? So what quality of product will they want? Do they want to purchase online or walk into a shop? Will they expect discounts? Where do they currently shop? What time of day do they shop? What types of products do they currently buy and how often? What is more important to them? Is it cost or is it quality? Where do they live? Are they in cities? Are they in towns, countryside, or a mixture? What type of house do they live in? Market intelligence. Gathering data from different sources, which is analysed or evaluated to identify trends. It could compare present with past business performance, or it could compare your business with the competition. This needs to be reliable, or your marketing campaign could go wrong. Sales forecasts can be inaccurate, and the business itself could fail. So for example, Kodak cameras, okay? They invented the digital camera in 1975. It was rejected by senior management and Kodak has since folded. Decisions can make or break a business, leading potentially to growth, greater market share, or even market leadership, but potentially the complete opposite of this, an even closure. So think about the computing industry. IBM were the dominant company for decades with their large mainframe computers. Then along came Microsoft with their personal computers, their PCs, and suddenly Microsoft became the market leaders and IBM failed to foresee this new market. So what questions may market research try to answer? Things like, who are we selling to? What do they want to buy and who else provides it? When and where do they want it? And how much are they prepared to pay for it? Is the market growing or declining? And how easy will it be to enter that market? Companies have to know about trends. So for example, economic trends. So for example, will there be a recession? Market trends. So identify the movements of the investment market over time. And financial data has to base predictions on past performances or indicate where to invest. Are prices falling or are they rising? And will this continue? What is the likely price of oil? So this can affect your operational costs significantly. Social trends, very hard to predict because there are many variables. Okay, so what are the changing demographics? And how do these compare with other countries? Identifying target markets. So you need to ensure you're marketing to the correct audience. Otherwise you will waste a lot of money, time, effort, and possibly even your reputation. Identifying size, structure, and trends. So size. Will this be a mass or a niche market? This will influence the budget, which needs to be sustained by the sales generated. Structure. What is the demographic of your customers? What is their age, income bracket, location, language, etc.? Okay, so where will you advertise and what tone are you going to use? Trends. How, when, and by what means will customers buy your products? Market research can identify a saturated market, okay, a market which is full of similar products which now have little value to customers. It can also identify market trends in things like value, market growth rate, the level of competition, and the number of products in the market. You need to know about each of these to assess if there are opportunities for you. Market research can be primary or secondary. Primary research is things that you've done yourself, so first-hand research, providing new information, and it can be internal or external in terms of the information that you get. So internally, you could get data on production costs, sales figures, employee records, appraisals, repeat customer information, such as from a loyalty card. And externally, you could look at customers testing new products and giving feedback, or questionnaires, interviews with customers or potential customers, focus groups, or what's called a mystery shopper, where somebody goes into a shop and pretends to be a customer to see how the customer service is. Primary research is very specific to your business, which is good, but on the negative side, it can be very time consuming and it can be very expensive if you employ someone to do it for you. Secondary research, or desk research, has been gathered by other people, so it's second-hand information. It could come from a website, or maybe a book, a newspaper, an industry report, a report by the government, or maybe from the census data. Secondary research is quick, cheap and easy, but on the negative side, it may not be specific to your business, and it could be very out of date as well. Quantitative data is essentially using numbers. Okay, these can be analysed mathematically, and they can be presented graphically. Okay, it's generally quicker than using what's called qualitative data, and it can be validated and therefore produce objective results as long as the questions were not ambiguous. Qualitative data. This is more subjective. It's based on personal opinion and interpretation, and it's more difficult to validate. It could involve an interview with a customer or a focus group, and there could be a wide range of answers based on personal experience, feelings and expectations. Okay, but we can find out how people perceive us as a company or our brand. We can find out about people's spending decisions, their preferences, interests, tastes, etc. Guys, thank you for listening. Please could you subscribe and like, as it helps us to produce more and better videos like this in the future. Also, could you comment below what type of information you would like in the future as a guideline for us. Thank you again, guys, and see you all again soon.